Is going on, boy?
Hey, I love it. I
What's up,
love it.
everybody? What's
What's happening,
happening?
people?
Let's get out there. I gotta share this thing out. What's going on? Those getting in the
Share the
room.
live far and wide. Today
Yeah.
is WTF Wednesday.
Yes.
It is your two coaches, Coach E and Coach Dmitri. We here for another beautiful, beautiful day. It's raining here in Atlanta, but still a beautiful
What?
day. Every day above ground is beautiful to me.
Man, it's beautiful up here. Our weather is like 76 for the high and
Ooh.
like 50 for the low.
Yeah, man. It's
Can't get
seasons are
much better than
changing.
that. And
Seasons
sunny.
changing, man. And this is probably one of my two favorite seasons. Most people like the fall and the spring. Not too hot, not too cold, but yeah, just right, just right.
You said the magic word seasoning, bro. I gotta touch on seasoning. Give me 1 second. I'm jumping on, getting on these lives. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? But I heard something, man, that touched me big time. Um, with seasoning and the seasons changing and things of that nature. So everybody wants to feel like it's their season, right? This is my season. This is the winning season. This is the season for major growth and development. This is the success season. And yes, 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 yes. We want you to feel that way. But let me ask some of you all something. You think you ready? Be honest. Most of us are not ready. We want it to be our season, but we're not ready for that right now. There's different seasonings that will allow you to reach your maximum potential. There's different seasons that you go through. Some up, some might not be as up as the others. But do you have the fortitude? Do you have the drive to continue allowing that season to take place? So we playing on the words with the changes of the seasons, but I want to talk about some Lowrys. I'm talking about you getting seasoned. You need to be marinated, brined, seasoned up, and set up for a little while so that seasoning can soak into you. Because just thinking it's your season, you ain't seasoned enough. I know I'm confusing some folks. They're like, wait a minute, season. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody says variety is the spice of life. Spices are essential part of seasoning. And you need to season and marinate yourself right now into what you truly want to do and what your purpose truly is. Before you think you finna have the winning season, before you think you finna have this major breakthrough and this increase of impact and finances, you ain't ready yet, y'all. You done ate some barbecue before that just had some seasoning and throw it on, and it was all right, it was cool. But you tasted some of that been marinating all night. Some been sitting in brine for a couple of days. Like a lot of us like corned beef. A lot of us like pastrami, and all of those are briskets. Just the only thing that changes them is how long they sat in that brine, how long they rested in that seasoning. And it tastes so much better than just some plain stuff that you threw some seasoning on top of and put it on the grill. We all notice these are facts. And what I'm challenging everyone to do, instead of saying this is my season for massive increase in wealth and change and all of that, we want all of that for you. But allow yourself to be seasoned during this season and watch how great it tastes once you do start receiving those increases. Once your bank account does grow, your credit score grows, your children, whatever, you need some seasoning, you all, because a lot of people right now are saying those programs don't work, the affirmations don't work, reading and listening to these books ain't helping me, or none of that. And a lot of it is because it went in one ear and out the other. You got to constantly season yourself with this on a daily basis, multiple times throughout the day, for it to sink into your old programming. Your old programming has been going for me for 47 years. You think a week or two of affirmations is going to change that. No, it's not. But what happens when you get to the week 3, week 4? You're consistent with it. Now it's like a lullaby. Now it's fun. Now it's really starting to get in. Just like that seasoning has to break down that meat and get into the roots of it to make it taste so good and moist. You need to get all of that within you. I believe in programs. I believe in books. I believe in affirmations, declarations. I believe in that. And I listen every day and do them. Right now, I have a 444 model that's going on because I love that number 444. Dmitri probably knows more about that number than me. It's definitely biblical, but there's a power in that number. So now I'm doing 4 affirmations 4 times a day, and I'm doing each affirmation 4 different. I'm saying it out loud 4 different times. That's my 444 model. And before it was twice a day. I used to do it in the morning and the evening. Now I'm doing it 4 times a day because I want increase. I want that seasoning to get down even deeper into what I'm doing because once it's time to eat, we gonna eat good, y'all. But right now, you fighting over some scraps because that's all you gonna get. And even if you get the bag, you end up being like a lottery winner, bankrupt in a year, like an athlete, bankrupt. 65% of them are bankrupt 2 years after they retire. Don't be that person, you all. Allow the seasoning to soak into your conscious, your subconscious, your spirit, your soul, your being, whatever you want to call it. And make sure that you're prepared for this massive growth because it's out there. It's happening. There's so many things happening with us. But everybody's been talking about the seasons. And it's just stuck on my brain like, yeah, we want the seasons, the winning seasons. Every season should be a winning season. And if you're alive, it is. But also, we want that season to soak into you. Get some seasoning within you because it's only going to make your life better. But I'm going to pause for a minute because I know my guy got something to go with that. But listen, you all, we want this thing. When they say the spice of life, I want mine like Lowry's, baby. I want all the spices. We want all that. And you can definitely get that, but you got to let it soak in and not be surface.
Facts, big facts. Hey, that's so true. And one thing I want to just say in conjunction with that, y'all, is that when you're seasoning meat, like you season it to make it taste good, right? But you also sometimes season it to tenderize the meat. And one thing that he said was get down in there and break the meat up, like because the meat is tough, and you are the meat, right? So you are that raw, uncooked, natural piece of meat that needs to be seasoned and tenderized and broken down. That old you needs to be broken down so that you can be ready when that time comes for you to be ripe and prime for your particular season. So, but many people speak about, the good parts of the season, but the painful part is the breaking down part. Yeah, it does end up in a good positive result, but the whole process of breaking that meat down it hurts. It's not easy, and that represents the trials that you're going to go through when you feel like you found the solution, but there's always going to be that next challenge. So if you feel like it's your season to, launch your business or to level up in any area of your life, it may be a great solution to whatever problem you're looking to solve. But many people don't understand that there's going to be a whole another set of problems that's going to come from that. And like E said, you have to be ready to handle those challenges. Just because you think that you have the solution, you have to be ready to overcome those challenges that come with trying to implement that solution, right? Because even though, like, let's say for instance, the WTF Academy, like we have some stuff working in the background, but goodness gracious, during the process of us seasoning this bad boy, we have had to break that old way of thinking down, our old shell. We've had to let that break down and disintegrate, and we've actually had to humble ourselves because we've taken many different pivots, as you will in business. And even though we had the perfect curriculum, the perfect plan, the perfect audience to target, we really didn't it's certain things that you don't know that you don't know, like, being able to, use the not-for-profit side and use the for-profit. Maybe we were looking at it incorrectly when we first launched, because we thought, hey, we're gonna charge people, they're gonna pay and this, but we didn't take into account the people that we're looking to serve. So we were getting a little bit too ahead of, the actual solution. We knew where we wanted to go, but the path that we took to get there was flawed. And that's part of that breaking down process. That's part of the reevaluation process. And that
Yes.
seasoning process, we had to realize, boom, we had to run into a brick wall and realize that, hey, maybe this isn't the right way to go. Let's back up and reevaluate and see if, okay, this window is closed, but if we just turn this way, there's a door wide open right there for us. So we just have to really, like, it goes back to the breaking down process, break down that old mindset, that old way of thinking, and really rethink your thoughts. Many people don't sit back and challenge their thoughts. They say, oh, this is a good idea. Why? Who said it was a good idea? You? Well, of course you are. You're going to be biased to your own thoughts. So you have to always make sure that you have a team around you of people who are going to hold you accountable and tell you the truth, and keep it 100. Because at the end of the day, if you just have people pleasers in your circle, in your corner, telling you that you're doing a good job and you're not, it's going to end up hurting you at the end of the day. So part of that breaking down process of the seasoning, of the marinating process, is having people around you that's going to be brutally honest sometimes, to let you know that, hey, that idea is not good, or maybe you should do it
Yes.
this way, and challenging the way that you think and do things. So, we talk about the good parts of the seasoning, but some of the more painful and tough parts to endure is the breaking down process. And those are the most important processes to the seasoning, to making that meal so good and great, because nobody wants a good tasting piece of meat, but it's tough. It's tough. It doesn't want to go down. So you want to make sure that you're not tough. You're not hard headed. You want to make sure that you're able to absorb any criticism that
Mm.
you may be getting from any outside forces or any people that's inside your circle, so that you can be ready for your season when it comes around.
Because here's what's going, man, I love that. Here's what's gonna happen. All of those different things that you go through, them just flavors, y'all. They just adding a little flavor to you, putting a little something on you, because your old programming is tough as nails. You done been, it's so strong in our lives right now. We think about things we have no clue why we're thinking about them. We get sad about things that happened 10 years ago. That's old programming. Your old programming is causing you to regurgitate that. And only a dog goes back to eat his own vomit, y'all.
Mhm.
That ain't what we doing. We're breaking that thing down, and it requires that. Here's what I want to ask every entrepreneur, every coach, are you comfortable? Because if you are, you ain't doing something right. You got to stop being comfortable. Most of the times we want to do just enough to keep ourselves comfortable. We want to just put a little bit of seasoning on there just to make sure we don't overdo it. Somebody might be diabetic, somebody might have blood pressure. So we being so cautious about everybody else. No, that's you. That's yours. You are the spice of life. You have all that variety within you, but you're not allowing it to marinate those old programming. And once you get that old programming up out of you, which it takes a long time, it doesn't just happen overnight, but that new programming is starting to take hold, and it's starting to gain some strength. Like that old programming, now you have a conflict. Now you're uncomfortable because my old way of thinking is not aligning with my new way of thinking, but that little small voice is still in the back of your head saying, you crazy as hell. Ain't no way you should be doing that. You done lost your mind. That ain't gonna work. That's your old programming. And if you constantly focus on that, it's only gonna get stronger. So you focusing on your new programming, your new seasoning with everything. Some of that meat you gotta literally beat with a mallet. You got to stab that thing to let, because it's so doggone tough. But we need to break down some of those fibers of that old programming with the new programming, with the seasoning that you're getting marinated with. Now, keep in mind, All seasoning is not required. Some seasoning is not good because up to this point, we've been seasoned. That's your old program. That seasoning is there. We need to rinse some of that off. We got to start over on that. Because if you got a bad start, if you got a bad piece of meat, I don't care what seasoning you put on it, it's a bad piece of meat. That's just what it is. You might get one of these famous chefs that can make a miracle out of you and make something bad taste good. I'm sure there's some of them out there. But if you truly want to be successful in what you're doing, this is the season to do your seasoning. And you season yourself with the affirmations, with the declarations, with daily reading, with daily listening to your audibles, with creating goals, writing goals down. Like, you could be the best shot in the world. If somebody blindfolds you and spins you around where you don't know the target, you ain't gonna hit it. I don't care how good of a shot you are. The best shot can't hit a target that they don't see. So if your goals are not written down, then why not? If you're in your comfort state, why? That means you might not be doing enough. Because to be an entrepreneur, oh man, it's so 40 hours a week. You think that's enough? You insane. Unless you come from a business that was created by your forefathers and you just got walked into it, maybe that'll work. Maybe you could be comfortably, through nepotism, just brought in. I believe in nepotism, by the way. And if that's your case, then, I'm so happy for you. But for the majority of us that are just now starting this entrepreneurial role, like, it requires some grit. It requires some pivots, as Dmitri stated. It requires humbling yourself, pushing your ego to the side, and becoming uncomfortable. You need to be uncomfortable. You need to tell your friends, yeah, I can't make that. I can't make this event. I can't spend all my money on this trip because I'm building a business that requires the WTF, winning through focus. In order to win in your business, you got to focus on that thing every single day. Ain't a day off as a business person. You don't get no days off at the beginning. But once you build your infrastructure and you build your team and you create that machine, now it's time to vacation, y'all. Now it's time I'm unavailable for a whole next 2 weeks. I got a team. I got a CRM system. I have infrastructure. I have a group of people that can run this thing without me. If your business is that dependent on you, you need to bring on new people. You've seen me wearing all these crazy hats in some of these lives, and I'll wear them again just to show you how much of a bozo you truly look like when you brag that you the jack of all trades and the master of none. Our entrepreneurs clutching their pearls like, that's dumb. Why would you do that? What type of life do you have if you're wearing the hat of 10 people? Boy, that's why I give props to these single parents. Lord have mercy, they doing so much with wearing these multiple hats. I don't know how they do it. Well, I was a single parent and it was rough. I couldn't wait to get me a queen. Like, hey, I need help. I don't mind saying I need help. And none of us should mind saying that we need help, you all, because we all do. If you feel like, I don't need nobody, God got my back, God sitting back there looking at you like, you damn fool. My son had a team. What makes you think you don't need a team? Are you serious? You think you bigger than that? He had a squad, and he was the greatest man that walked this earth, and still had a team helping him go about his purpose, go about his movement. But you sitting up here bragging about wearing all these multiple hats, and you think that's seasoning. No, that's not seasoning. That's stupidity. And we got to stop doing that. The school taught us that, you all. As Dmitri, I love what Coach Dmitri said about the indoctrination. They indoctrinated that into us to not get help. You better not make a mistake because we're going to fail you if you do, and do it on your own. And right now, a lot of you adults are keeping that same indoctrination with your business, saying, I don't want to make a mistake and I'm going to do this all on my own. You just made the number one mistake by saying I'm going to do all this on my own. And then you put the burden on God and say, well, I got God. I don't need nobody else. And God's sitting right there like, I got 10 billion people. You think I'm worried about you like that? I told you you needed a team. I showed you the way. I gave you the blueprint with my son, the ultimate sacrifice. He told you what you needed to do. But you sitting up here telling me that you're going to do it on your own. Boy, look, I know God be laughing at some of us, man.
Yeah, man. And just to interject, hey, text 314-970-3918. Text WTF to the number below if you want some more information about what we have going on. What's the formula? Mentoring Academy is bringing some heat. We've been talking about, the Bible. We've been talking about the Most High God, and we've been doing a lot of behind the scenes work with some institutions that talk about him as well. So I don't want to drop too much information. I'll let Coach Big E drop that whenever he's ready.
I ain't tell him nothing.
So
we
perfect.
do these lives to have fun, you all. We love to teach the people, but as my man stated, we got so many collaborations happening. Because remember, you heard it at WTF first. Collaboration over competition. If anybody else repeat that, just remember that came from the WTF, baby. We did that. What was that, about a year ago when we did that event?
It was a nice little while ago, man.
Yeah, that was a while ago. And because that's what we're doing. We are collaborating. We're building a team. We got an accountant. We have a banker. We have a lawyer. Like, we have multiple coaches. We have an ops guy. We have a board of directors for our not-for-profit. Build you a team. And if you don't know how to do it, as Dmitri stated, text that number, join the movement, reach out to either one of us, and we can set up a call. And again, we are a not-for-profit, so we ain't trying to get in your pockets. The government pays us. Now, if you want to book one of us to speak, that's gonna. We got for-profits too, but right now the focus is the not-for-profit because we want to service as many people as we can. But again, you have to have that seasoning to get deep down in that thing to where it becomes permanent. Because once you brine something, man, you can't change that no more. It don't go back to what it originally was. You can throw some seasoning on some meat and then rinse it off. As they say, wrench it off.
Yeah.
And rinse it off, and now you got a regular old piece of meat, tough as nails. But when you let that thing soak in there and it truly takes on that metamorphosis, oh man, now you're seasoned all the way through, and everybody that you come in contact with will get a taste of that. And don't you change up for your mama, your brother, your daddy, your sister, or your kids. Be that exciting new seasoned individual and let them all see it. And if they can't handle that, then tell them go on down to KFC and get some of that fake stuff.
Hey y'all. So yeah, just another comment on trying to do everything yourself. If you're still on the fence about getting the team and paying a few expenses to get some objectives taken care of in your own business, there's a saying. I've been in the logistics industry as far as like my job. I've been in that industry for pretty much my entire career. And one thing that a lot of my managers, when I wasn't in management before, they said that many hands make light work. Many hands make light work because whenever you're moving packages, whether it's through Amazon, UPS, if people team up and tackle a big mess or tackle a big problem all in one unit, they can get a lot done. That's why ants, when they're so small, but they can lift like 10 times their body weight and even way more than that when they team up together. They can carry big branches and dead animals if they team up because they're teaming up together.
Yes.
Individually, they're somewhat strong, but as a unit, like they can lift many magnitudes more than their mass and their body weight. And we're the same way as humans, even more so because we have a soul, a spirit, a brain, a critical thinking, logical, and subconscious brain that we can tap into. And like he said before, through the 444, through the affirmations, we tap into our subconscious by doing those affirmations, by speaking life over ourselves, by speaking life out of our mouths. And then that seeps into our subconscious, because if you don't know, if you've missed our previous lessons, the subconscious mind takes everything, 100% of what we say and what we think. Our subconscious mind accepts that as true. And the key is that it accepts it as true, whether it is true or not. Just think about that. So you can lie to yourself about something that you want to be or want to have. Say, hey, I want this, and but you have to put in that work. Now you can't just say it. It don't work like that. You got to speak it and then put actions behind it. But the magic behind that is that you can hijack your subconscious. Your subconscious has to bring whatever you feed it to pass. It has to bring it to life, whether it's good or bad. So that means that you have to be very conscious of what you speak over yourself and over your life. So that said, during that seasoning process, when it gets hard, sometimes when it gets tough, when you feel like, okay, this breaking down process hurts too bad, don't speak death over your business. Don't speak death over your situation. Even though you may feel like it's going downhill, still continue to speak life. And I guarantee you, if you combine that with positive action, your situation will turn around. You will meet people who will help you turn your situation around, and you will not be doing it by yourself. So be open to having people on your team. And like he said, don't try and be a jack of all trades as an entrepreneur, because you're going to get the worst of the worst of the worst. It's going to be slow progress. You're going to end up paying a lot of money, and the quality of it is probably not going to be nearly as good as if you had people on your team who specialize in that particular thing. So always make sure that 100% of zero is way less than 1% of 100% or 50% of 100%, because helping you get there. So,
man, yeah, that's great, bro. And again, you all, we do this because we love everyone. We truly want to impact everyone that hears the sound of our voice. Like, that's why we do this. We're not here to beat you up, make fun of you, even though we do have fun with this, because y'all got to be honest, man. Some of the stuff we do just flat out stupid. I hate using that word, but it just is, y'all. And we don't understand why. It was a quote. I read it in one. I forgot which one of the great speakers. He mentioned this. He said that it was in the book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. He said that his wife would always cut the ends off of the ham and put it in the pan and cook it. And he was like, why you always cut the ends off the ham? And she said, I don't know. My mom always, cut the ends off the ham. So they called moms and was like, moms, why you cut the ends off the ham? And mom said, I don't know. I always got that from my mom. So they called grandma. And they asked grandma, why do you cut the ends off the ham? She said, because it was too big for my pot. Now they done passed this down 3 generations. With all it was, you cutting off all this meat for no reason, because you've been programmed, you've been taught, and we do things so unconsciously. Our programming has been built in and wired into us so much that we do it by default. We respond. We react by default without even thinking, why am I responding this way? Why am I reacting this way? Why am I emotionally attached to that? You got to start asking yourself, why am I doing this? Because I guarantee you, it's something that's been passed down to you that you didn't even know. And you're wondering why the programs are not working, the affirmations are not working, the books are not working. You have a success blueprint with levels. And what we're saying is you can take that same blueprint and change it, adjust it to where you can hit new levels of success. Because this right here, this body and everything that's contained in it is a success machine. It's designed and built to be successful. And if you are not being successful right now, or if you're just doing a little bit, that's school indoctrination again, being safe, the double dutch where, you almost, I'm thinking about getting in there. I don't know. And you never jump in because you're afraid that rope gonna hit your leg. Let me tell you something. When you jump into business, that rope gonna whip your legs constantly. But guess what the good ones do? They learn from it. It's either a blessing or a lesson. but both of them are the same because there's a blessing in the lesson. And what I'm telling everybody to keep going, but allow yourself to be seasoned and let that thing get deep down in you. That way, when the first little shift comes, you're not like, oh my God, I give up. I can't do it. This, that. No, you able to adjust, pivot, and keep that thing moving if this is truly what you desire, because you're going to find out whether or not you got the grit to do it. You think it's going to be all roses? Roses got thorns, y'all, and they hurt. But all right, bro, I'm done, man. I ain't, I get to run in my mouth. We'll be here all night.
And the people need to hear every single word of that. Hey, everybody, always remember it. When y'all get started in anything, it takes two things. It takes confidence and consistency. It takes confidence to get started. You definitely need confidence to get started, but you need the consistency to finish. And most people don't have the consistency to finish, and that's why most businesses fail. And they give up and get overwhelmed and all that. So always remember
One more C. Commitment.
Woo! Commitment first.
Commitment. Commit to it. Say, I'm doing this. I don't have the backup plan. This is what I'm gonna do, and commit to it. Make a decision. When you make a decision, you cut. That means this. We were thinking about a lot of things. You cut. That's what making it. Look it up. Look the word up. When you make a decision, you cut this off because we decided to do this. That's part of the word. And I'm telling everyone, in addition to the 2 C's, which are critical that he mentioned, you have to commit to it.
That's good.
Because stop faking. Either you're going to do it or you're not. But if you're going to do it, you're going to need that consistency. And in order to have that consistency and that commitment, you need confidence, you all. You got to trust you. Confide in you. That's the root word of confidence is confide, which means trust. Man,
let's go. Hey, that was. Hey, let me go ahead and end this because I don't even want to attempt to top that. I can't. So everybody, if y'all got any value from this talk today, which I know you did, go ahead and text WTF to the number below and go ahead and join the movement. We're here for y'all. We are here for you all, no matter what your situation is. Everybody knows somebody who needs some mentoring, who knows a team that needs some mentoring. And we thank y'all for your time, for coming on live this Wednesday. And we thank y'all for coming back to watch the replay when you have some time available. We definitely do not take your time.
Share it with your friends.
Yeah, share it wide, share it far, share it with your friends and family. All right. Now, we must end this call off like we always do. WTF stands for What's the Formula? Mentoring Academy, but it also stands for our mantra, which means winning takes focus. And that's what we teach all of our mentees to do, is to focus in this world of distractions, to focus in on that one thing, that 1 or 2 things that they really want to accomplish in life, and focusing on that and get that done so they can win at whatever it is that they want to accomplish in this world. So until next Wednesday, focus in and keep on winning. Till next time, peace.
Peace.